So here's something interesting. Imagine your neighborhood just like this one in Umhlanga by the beach. Clean, safe and thriving. Now imagine it being neglected with crumbling infrastructure and rising crime. It wouldn't be great. For many South Africans, this isn't just a what if, it's a reality, unfortunately. But communities are fighting back. But how? Well, through Urban Improvement Precincts, UIPs, which are fast becoming a powerful tool that's giving residents control over their streets and even their neighborhoods. Okay, so what is a UIP? Think of it as a civic group that is community-driven in nature, where property owners and even businesses can band together to fund for extra services like security, cleaning and maintenance. And this is actually on top of what the municipality provides. Think of it as a neighborhood upgrade and upkeep program, paid for in part by the people who live and work in the area. For instance, like here in Umhlanga, there's an Umhlanga Improvement Precinct, and they look after the greater Umhlanga areas. UIPs mainly focus on 3 key areas, but there's more: cleaning, greening and security. They work directly with the city to solve problems faster, like fixing streetlights or clearing dumped trash or even extra security guards at a hotspot. Now, why do they do all of this work? Well, they're trying to retain and better maintain existing investment and infrastructure into a particular city area. On top of that, the people who actually started the UIP are looking to build investor and property owner confidence. Then there's the creation of a precinct environment that actually supports vibrant and responsible business activity. Most importantly, at least to me, there's always a visible and improved security feel in UIP areas. And even their general environment and the quality of life in those areas seems a little bit better. The UIPs, in fact, partner with a municipality like eThekwini to ensure that a node like this delivers an exceptional experience and also a really enjoyable public space. Operationally managed as one precinct, the UIPs that operate in Umhlanga account for commercial and residential usage, and they cover over 3,000 individually rated properties, 12 kilometers of public roads, servitudes, and even a promenade area. In fact, when you put it all together, they represent a combined municipal valuation of approximately 12.8 billion rands worth of property and infrastructure. These UIPs are massive and they look after really big portions of a municipality. Well, how do they actually work? Well, here's how a UIP gets started. 1, there must be a community proposal. Residents draft a plan and submit it to the city to say that this is what we want to start. We want to create a UIP in our area. 2, there's a vote. At least 66% of homeowners or 51% of businesses must agree to this. 3, council must approve. If it's passed, every property owner in that area pays a little bit extra, a small extra levy on their rates and bills for this. 4, it's time for action. Funds go towards that private security, cleaning up crews, and also area beautification. The city collects the fees and gives them to the UIP. It's like having a direct line to local government or your municipality, but with actual real results. Okay, so if people are going to pay more, what are the benefits? Well, look, UIPs are popping up in places like here in Durban, Johannesburg, and even Cape Town because they're actually starting to deliver a lot better than municipalities. Safer streets, more patrols, less crime, cleaner neighborhoods, regular trash pickup, graffiti removal, all those things. But as part of the upside, there's also higher property values. Well-maintained areas, they really attract investment. Local jobs as well. UIPs hire community members for that upkeep and that security and extra cleaning. When city spokespeople here in eThekwini were asked about whether or not these UIPs were taking over the running of the city, the response was that to them UIPs empower residents to actually shape their environment, which I actually agree with. The municipality feels that they're not replacing the city's work, they're enhancing it. Actually, let me know in the comments what you actually think about that. Are municipalities actually neglecting their work, or is this a better way for residents to work with the municipality? But also understand that UIPs aren't a magic fix. The municipality still has to actually do its part because UIPs can't fix burst pipes or blown transformers. They handle security and things like cleaning, smaller stuff, but the city must still budget for the major stuff like infrastructure. They must still carry out the work that they were meant to do. Now, in a way, it's almost like the citizens of an area realize that the government can't do everything or that the money can't stretch to all the areas sufficiently. And then they partner with the municipality to do the basics so that things can actually start to work. The alternative, my dear South Africans, is far worse. Critics argue that should residents even be paying for these extra services to the city? Should they be covering this? It's actually a fair question, I won't lie. But for many, UIPs are the only way to stop the decline of their communities and neighborhoods. So should your neighborhood actually start a UIP? Well, it kind of depends. If you want faster action on safety and cleanliness, it's a powerful tool. This is your civic option. You actually have this. But it won't replace crumbling infrastructure. That needs to be dealt with. The real question here is, how far are you willing to go to take back your streets? I mean, just from my view, from here in the Umhlanga area, these UIPs work, and they work really well. I really have no complaints. But I also understand that in more black areas, this is a luxury. To even ask people to pay a little bit more, but at some point, there's got to be a give. Even if it's just an organization that administratively keeps your municipality in check, before you even start to think about contributing rates, we just need to take back our streets. But what do you think? Could a UIP work in your area? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this even helpful, share it with your neighbors. You might start something really great. Thank you for watching this video right up until the end. I hope it was just as interesting for you to watch as it was for us to make. Check out one of these other videos and hopefully they'll be just as interesting as this one. Cheers from the beach in Durban.